The most number one 100% accurate Nintendo leaker has spoken, and it's already come true. We got the floodgates open once again. Although these gates, they're not on a timer, they're not button controlled, they seem completely random. I don't know how they work, you don't know how they work, and Nintendo, I don't think they know how they work either. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We got a late show today because Nintendo had some late news. I get the sense that you think Nintendo Switch is all about platforming on mushrooms and fusing wood together in hopes of saving a kingdom. But let me show you the real battlefield, and let me show you a real hero. Shotgun King, the final checkmate, is on Nintendo Switch right now, and this game surprised the heck out of me. It starts off as a chess game, then you get a shotgun. Then you realize that there's tons of strategy and careful planning in this awesome roguelike that is unlike any other title I've played. Shotgun King is out now for $12.49 on the eShop, and it has tons of variety with all sorts of upgrades, all sorts of pesky pieces to defeat, and crazy strategy. You might think you can just blast your way through, you're a chess piece with a shotgun, but in reality, all of the other chess pieces are upgrading as well, and they're finding very nefarious ways to take down your army and take down your king. So make sure to click the link in the description down below to check out Shotgun King right now. If you're looking for a very fun and very surprising Switch game, this is the one for you. Plus, every time you click the link, it helps support the channel and what I do on SwitchForce, so make sure to join the King's Army ASAP. Now, Pioro, a leaker on Twitter who was spot on about the last Nintendo Direct and many games revealed, including Mario RPG and Mario Wonder, came through today saying new NSO news later today. And boy, do we have it. But it's so strange how Nintendo has hoisted this up because there's no rhyme or reason. I thought once we had NES, SNES, Genesis, N64, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance, we would have a wonderful opportunity to make a schedule. I'm not even a very organized person, and I know that it's good to have schedule, reliable, repeatable plans. Nintendo says no. After taking 4 months with no N64 games, Nintendo drops 2 in August. First up, it was Pokemon Stadium 2, attached to the very boring Pokemon Presents presentation that probably didn't need to exist. And now today they've announced that you can race across 20 tracks and set the daredevil inside you free in Excite Bike 64, coming to Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online and expansion pack members on August the 30th. So that'll be next week. It's dropping one of the final 3 N64 games. I wonder if this is really one of the final N64 games. All that's left from their previous announcement long ago is 1080 Snowboarding and Mario Party 3. That's it. They fulfilled all their other obligations, and I wonder if they will move forward in any way. It's just so surreal how they don't have any rhyme or reason. We don't get any Game Boy games for a super long time, then they bring us 2 Zeldas on the same day. We don't get any N64 games for a long time, then 2 in the same month. There is literally no plan or purpose here, and I don't quite get it. Wouldn't it be so much better just to have large drops of large amount of games? Like, hey, it's 6 Game Boy Advance games, it's 5 N64 games. Nintendo won't do it that way, and I don't know what their plans are going forward. I've already spoken on the topic of how they're in a really difficult spot, backed into a corner without any new consoles. They can't really add GameCube because they've been charging for GameCube games on the eShop. They can't really add DS because we don't have a second screen or a stylus. And the N64 lineup honestly is thinning. There are other games they could add, but without licensing rights, I don't know how many more N64 games are going to be added once we get through the final 2. Excite Bike really sets this thing on a end of days type timer, and I have no idea what happens with Switch Online once they run through the already established games. As we get closer to a new console, maybe Nintendo will have a new plan and a new schedule, but right now I freaking hate this schedule. I hate that we just have to wait and wonder. And I wish they would just say that, hey, the 3rd week of every month you get a new NSO drop, and it's going to be a grab bag of games from a variety of systems. Come on. Like, this thing of randomly at 9 p.m. Eastern, random announcement, random system, random game, random cadence. 2 in August, none in May, June, or July. Like, what the heck are they doing? Why is it this way? I do not know. At the same time, I do know that shadow drops have become a thing that we say are fun. So I feel like Nintendo is getting their wires crossed. But I do want to know from you, like, do you like getting a random Switch Online update at random intervals? Or would you at least like to know what's coming in what order, or at least at what pace? Because I feel like when a surprise drop happens at a Direct, like, you're already excited for the Direct, and that just adds to the pot of gold. When you're just randomly checking Twitter and you see, oh, Excitebike 64 is coming not today, but next week, it just feels like a mess. It feels like a chaotic mess, and it feels like a company that doesn't really know exactly how to make this work appropriately, but all of the pre-planning and all of the early testing has been done for you, Nintendo. Streaming services, games, movies, all operate on a schedule. It's real easy. All you got to do is say, hey, the third Thursday of every month, we will release a new game. I mean, it's just so simple, and I don't know why they refuse. I think Switch Online is not held back by its content or by its price, but rather by its cadence and its randomness. I think if we knew we were getting a new GBA game every month, it would feel a lot better. Even if it didn't change our subscription habits or our desire or undesire to be a part of Nintendo Switch Online, it just feels good to know what's coming and to know that there's a future plan, because we haven't had a new update video for Switch Online beyond a single game release in a while. Are they going to go beyond this N64 lineup? Do they have another palette of Game Boy Advance games for us after they exhaust the initial run? What is happening? Why is it so random? And why can't Nintendo get their act together with some sort of Switch Online schedule? I think that's got to be a focus for the next evolution of this service. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pretty wild that it's just so dang random. What is likely, though, is that controllers will get crazier and crazier, and that's why PDP has announced their Realms line. Now, Realms sounds like something that could be World of Warcraft related, but this controller does not help you play Baldur's Gate 3 any faster. Instead, it's going to be Sonic and Pikmin and more with little figures inside the controllers. It's actually a pretty cute, cool idea, and I find the Pikmin one in particular pretty hard to resist. Now, pre-orders go up in a couple of days. They've got Sonic, Transformers, the Pikmin one later this fall seems like the absolute best bet. But in a world where we're trying to get creative with new technology, new features, fresh and surprising ways to wow the player base, little minifigures inside your controller, I didn't think of that one, but yeah, can you tell me you could resist a Kirby in a little Nintendo Pro controller, or a little Mario in a Mario Bros. Wonder themed controller? It's a pretty nifty idea for all the Nintendo nostalgic like us. I wanted to bring your attention to another game that was announced that looks pretty sick. I've tried to cover the major Switch announcements from Gamescom. Nothing crazy. Little Nightmares 3, though, very cool. And Thunder Ray definitely fits the bill of, okay, I will keep my eyes on this one. It's actually coming out next month, September 2023, on Switch, and it looks to be a very stylized Punch-Out clone. Now, that would be bad if Nintendo had put out multiple Punch-Outs this generation, but they've put out no Punch-Outs this generation or the last. It's been since Wii that Little Mac got to shine. I know that he can throw a huge, heavy right hook in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but hasn't had his own game. Got 2 WarioWares and no Punch-Outs. I am throwing out a complaint. Hopefully Thunder Ray can do what Punch-Out can't and be that kind of fun single-player boxing game. I really liked Punch-Out on Wii a lot, and I'm kind of surprised Nintendo hasn't gone back to that well. But this game has beautiful, handmade animations and a lot of charm and cool, quirky characters, so I'll definitely be checking it out when it drops sometime next month. So let me know your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, my wonderful people, thanks again. SwitchForce out.